Hello all there, gang. Devere is here with Sylvio 2. So let's have a little dive on and look at it, shall we? What do we have option wise? First pain is the having to navigate through the menus with your keyboard. We've got some settings, not a lot of them, and no rebindable keys either. So go back and let's just go back again. Yes, and let's dive on in.
I wonder how long I've been out.
So this is the game proper.
This door has been barred.
So as you can guess, it's very point and click. I skipped the intro, it's only a very short intro, so...
The smell of wet dirt is really heavy, nauseating.
So yeah, I mean...
Mostly sleeping arrangements. Doesn't seem to be used though.
Cozy, huh? We have a different usage for that term, I believe. That is the exact opposite of cozy. So yes, I'm not quite sure what game engine this uses, but they're not the best visuals in the world. They've got a certain lo-fi vibe to them for sure. I'm going to guess it's definitely...
How far down it goes. Maybe there's some kind of underground river.
I'm going to guess it's definitely not Unreal 4. But lo-fi vibe can work. Not the most... Not the most smoothest of interfaces, this one. That was a problem with the first game as well, that slightly cumbersome interface. Is that where we came from, wasn't it? Was it? No, that one must be in. This game's also don't do much in the way of hand holding, it's fair to say.
The house seems to be completely buried beneath the earth.
So there is something appealing about the visuals in this game. I don't know quite what it is. Words in the static. So as you can guess as well, you can probably imagine this has got very much a almost point and click to it. We have a horror vibe. Beautiful smile. Well, thank you, game. How charming of you to say so. Is that not a orby thing we can interact with as well, or... need the water. Righto. Well, I think we're supposed to be on an island, so that's could be a lot of water. That's what he gone through it, so not to... Oh. Yes, of course. You can play those things back at different speeds. Oh. This is a really cumbersome interface. How do we get the other speeds? Here it is. Your character is, what's that, electro voice phenomenon or whatever it's called. You know, people say they record a tape and they can hear ghosts speaking and all that kind of nonsense. Electro voice phenomenon, something like that, isn't it? I forget exactly, but yes, your character is a specialist in recording electro voice phenomenon. And that's where you get your messages from beyond the grave. Ooh, spooky. Let's try it backwards. It's definitely an interesting mechanic, though. It's definitely an area that's the pillow. Yes, so D to go backwards, and then S to make it go slow, and W to make it go fast, and then D makes play normally. I haven't got a little tick in the box yet, so it just says something else that's supposed to be here. Maybe I need to find more recordings to make it part of the thing. Yeah, these games aren't the most intuitive, let's just put it that way. I believe they come with controller support, so this might be a little bit more fluid. Okay. Well, we just went for that bit right. Okay, we're done. Good. Q to get back out. Yeah, so... here lies the filth.
Janet, are you there?
Looks like the controls are the same, at least for the videos. Yeah, it's a little bit... Okay, what's this? So backwards. And it's just it's going too slow, so let's try it fast. No, let's try backwards and fast then. So it's definitely something that's a little bit novel. It's certainly a refreshing change from the usual run around with your little crappy flashlight that keeps running through batteries like you wouldn't believe. Just let's walk around, see if we can find something else for the moment. The name is written on the back of the pillar. Donald. Donald, where's your trousers? No, don't tell me we've got to go through that until we solve it. I don't suppose there's any reason to go back up this way, no. Yes, at least you don't have to worry about your flashlight running out. Alright, so let's go back now. Which one was we? So we've got to find that, obviously. Right, so D to play. And eventually, right. Right, so let's try it fast. Nothing there. Let's try it slow. So now we're being voyeuristic on the dead, are we? Right, let's try going back that way and slow. Right, there we are. Oh, there's not more words, are there? Come on. I don't know where. You lose very much track of where you are backwards, forwards. It's not the most intuitive control scheme. Right, so it's backwards. Right, there we are. Through the wall. That'll be a clue. Q to get back out of the. To get back out of these.
She mentioned the bathroom wall.
Aha! Success!
Donald, are you there?
That's a nice 70s vibe going on. Right, so there were some words. That sounds like it should be faster. My sister's in the bucket. Right, okay, let's try backwards fast. And then let's try forward slow. Okay, I don't know why we're listening out for. I'm actually listening out for myself. The game will tell me when we found it. I don't actually need to find the words out. Ah, right, there we go. So yes, if you're after in the market for something that's a little bit more...
Do the vibe.
Hey, I just said that. Stealing my thunder. Make up your own observations. Yeah, if you're in the mood for something that's a little bit different from the usual horror junk, this is definitely a more interesting one. So visually it's not the best. And yeah, interface wise it's quite cumbersome. It doesn't do much hand holding. There's very little there to tell you how the tape machine works. There used to be a tutorial type thing on the old ones, but not anymore it seems. Need a question. Where did babies come from? Would that one do? Needs a question. Let's try back this way, see if anything else has happened since we were last here. Sister was in the bucket. Aha. There's nothing in.
Nothing in here. What did he mean?
And voice acting, it's not stellar. Oh, that must be the question. Let's try it forward fast. Okay, let's try it. That could have been slower. Okay, backwards slow. Janet knows where she is. That's a funky remix. So yes, other than these slightly... I wonder what that dark there's about. Other than the slightly cumbersome controls, as I say, it's quite a interesting mechanic. It does its own little thing. I say it's... Is that really a bucket? I'm tired of sleeping. Not surprised on those beds. You wouldn't do much in the way of sleeping, so much as agonised. I would say tossing and turning, but you wouldn't even do that on those, would you? Certainly not tossing. If you follow my drift there, gang. So yes, this is Sylvio 2. Terrible name, really. It's definitely a slightly smoothed out version over Sylvio 1, but not by a lot.
Janet, what did you do to Donald's sister?
Ooh, her missus. Down the cliff. Has he been pushed down the cliff, or he's just gone for a walk?
Throw his sister down the cliff.
Well, answers that question. Questions of my own here. So yes, I think, without giving any further spoilers, I mean, if you're in the mood for a decent little horror number that doesn't rely on screeching, blasting your eardrums with massive decibel screechy sounds, isn't about constantly spending half your game running around looking for batteries, but you can live with the slightly clumpy, cumbersome interface, this is definitely one of the more imaginative titles out there. So it's not visually, it's not going to win any awards, clearly. That much is true. tricked him. They don't they always? So as you see, it's very guided as well. But yeah, decent enough voice acting. So I do find these lo-fi visuals quite appealing for some strange reason. I don't actually mind them. But then, I'm quite an old school gamer. So I still like to look at Commodore 64 games. I think some of them still look beautiful. So this is not the worst I've seen, not by a long shot. But yes, it's a very refreshing change from the usual horror dross that you get. Perhaps I suppose a criticism is a little bit slow paced. This game is more about atmosphere and I think and story than, as I say, it's not so much screeching, like walking along with suddenly wrecking your eardrums with screeching sounds like a lot of the cheap, awful Steam horrors. And currently it's only a tenner on. It's just released. It's only on a tenner. Certainly, I'd say it seems to be worth it if you like the more interesting sort of side of things. So just be warned that the interfaces are not the most fluent as you've seen in this video. Hopefully, of course, it's very hard for you to watching to feel how sort of cumbersome it is flicking back and forth with the keys. It can be quite it's not natural. it doesn't flow. But other than that, yes, this was Sylvio 2. So as ever, thank you very much for watching, gang. I hope you found this video useful or interesting in some way. And as ever, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to let me know that you're alive. And I will see you all next time. Bye now.